Socrates back again in a hizzy. I want to take a moment today to talk to you about something that really bothers me in our society, here in America especially. But I know this is a big deal in the Islamic world, the Jewish world. Catholics do this all across the world. But that is circumcision. Really bugs me. A lot of people have a problem with trimming a dog's ear, but they don't have a problem with trimming a human baby boy's dick. And those same people would have a big problem with female circumcision. But meanwhile, chopping off a baby boy's dick is just fine. Makes no fucking sense to me. Those people are not, they're not using their moral faculties. We have a generation now of men raised by women, and those same women don't like an uncircumcised penis. And they say that openly all the time. Well, men don't like fucking shutters and flaps everywhere either, but we're not saying cut that shit off. 70 to 80% of the world's population of men aren't circumcised. And 6 to 1 women worldwide say they prefer an uncircumcised male. They cut off my tip when I was born. I wish I had that shit back. 1/2 of the most sensitive skin on the shaft is removed in a circumcision. 1/3 of the entire penis skin is removed during a circumcision. And women will have a problem. They'll be like, oh, dicks ain't shit, or his dick ain't nothing, or whatever. You see it all the time on media. And yet they are also advocating that they get 1/3 of the entire penis skin removed. Those same women. Makes no fucking sense. If it was their flaps getting cut off against their will, where they had no choice, I think they would have an issue with that. But mans have flaps, that's too much for them to bear. 110 baby boys' dicks circumcised to prevent 1 urinary infection. Doesn't make any sense to me in that way. We don't do other preemptive surgeries. We don't remove tonsils or toenails because people can get an ingrown toenail or inflamed tonsils. We don't remove appendix, but a lot of people have appendicitis. I had one. There are a myriad of things that human beings have to deal with through their life. And we don't just go chopping off parts. That way you can't have that issue. That's fucking ridiculous. We don't do this with anything else that I can fucking think of. If anyone else has anything, put it in there. I want to know. It's not like it's going to change, defeat this argument against it, but it's information and I want to know. I believe it's rabbis, and one of them, they do circumcisions and they suck the baby's dick, yo. Look it up. They suck the baby's dick. And some of these, I don't remember if it was Roman Catholics or rabbis, they've killed like 60-something babies from sucking their dicks, giving them, forget which STI, sexually transmitted disease, STD, I guess. But to a baby's body, that sort of infection is devastating. It's ridiculous. We don't tolerate religious traditions of female genital mutilation. Why do we tolerate religious traditions of male genital mutilation? In China, they had a practice called foot binding, and the men thought that the women's feet looked better when they weren't gigantic. So they would bind them from the time they're a baby. And you can look this up. And there's only like a couple surviving women that still had this done and are alive today. It cripples them for life. It crushes all their bones and their foot together. And in light of our modern world, in the information age, the men in the Chinese culture just realized this isn't good for our people. This isn't good for our women. So they just stopped it. No matter that the men preferred and liked that, they got over it. Yet in our Western world, women here will sit there and advocate for babies' dicks to get cut. And they don't just get over it. They act as though they're beyond reproach. In my opinion, this is a tragedy. These are a bunch of immoral motherfuckers. You don't get to make decisions about other people's bodies. Those same bitches, I bet if they whipped their shit out, got flaps galore. shutters all the day long. More shutters flapping than in a goddamn tornado, man. Right now, 1 out of 110 boys may be at risk of a urinary infection, but the circumcision causes 39%, or roughly 44 of those baby boys out of that 110, to have complications, infections, a whole spectrum of problems, including death. As they get older, they have different issues of erectile dysfunction. They're more likely. It's only about a 5% more likely, but it's statistics. And overall, it's detrimental to everyone except the woman who wants to fucking suck it and has a problem with it not being circumcised. They seem to be the only one that's really worried about this. They seem to be the only ones that were really fighting on this issue for some reason. Really unbelievable. Really unbelievable. I wanted to get that out for a long time. Thank you for listening. To all my peeps out there, I fucking love you, yo. Until next time, I'm Socrates. Peace.